Hello, Polson family. I'm here making this video to answer some questions that Pastor Craig has asked us of our Abide experience. And yes, I'm in my room because my children are downstairs and they would be all over the place if I wasn't hiding. So bear with me if they come looking for me. And so for me, I've learned that God is speaking to me more than I realized. And it's in all the little things day to day, like, a song coming on in the grocery store and, putting a smile on my face and seeing a bright rainbow against a dark sky, reminding me of his promises. Those are a couple of things that I've experienced. And I learned that he speaks to me a lot through music. And that makes sense because I come from a long line of musically talented people. If anybody, I'm sure there are lots of you that know my mother, Cheryl Archambault, and my grandmother, Anna Coburn. And so that makes sense that he would use music to speak to me that way.
How to journal. It's been a struggle over the years to get it going and keep it going. And I would try numerous times, not really knowing what I was doing. And so having Abide give that guidance, it certainly was a challenge the first 4 or 5 weeks. And then when I got to whichever week it was, around week 5, that it was actually about the different types of journaling. And then I realized, wait a minute, that's what I've been doing so far. So that was a really good feeling. The other thing was the tools within that journaling. So things like SMORP that would help me reflect and meditate better on scripture. Not just like take a whole chapter, but take a portion and think about it in smaller bite-sized pieces.
So for me, I feel like my confidence in my faith has grown significantly. And, growing up, I'm in my 30s and I've had a lot of chances to doubt. But I definitely feel strengthened faith through this experience because, like I said, he has been there in all the little things. And some people may call it coincidence, but I just know it's him and he's always there waiting and speaking to us. And so that's also something that I've been able to pass on to my children. And even from before taking this group, I've taught them that he's there and he's listening. And if you are scared or if you need something, just ask him. And I've witnessed my children praying for things, especially Charlotte, and feeling reassured when they talk to God. And, Charlotte would say, I was scared. And I said, God, please keep me safe. And she felt better. And there was another time where she said, we prayed for somebody, I think, and we prayed, God, make them well. And she said to me, Mommy, I heard him say he will. And so that's been all I could ever ask for and hope for my kids.
I really appreciated the group discussion, and especially the smaller group, the breakout group discussions. That way it was less daunting for me. I do tend to be more introverted as well, so it helps when it's a smaller group. So yeah, I would think the ability to talk about each week, both scripture and what was said in the lessons, was a big benefit.
Being able to move through this crazy time, especially crazy right now, with peace in my heart. I'm very susceptible to, information. And there's a lot of information out there. I'll hear something that, sounds like it makes sense. And I'll start to question it. And I try to keep an open mind, but it can be very confusing and very unsettling and discouraging. And so I feel like God has just reassured me that it's okay, despite, what's going on and whether I'm making the right decision or not. he hasn't been giving me the answers or telling me what the right thing is. He's been just giving me his peace and saying it's okay because I'm in charge and I'm still in control and I've got this. And so that has been very significant for me, and that has been invaluable, especially now. It's not going to get easier. So, God's peace is the biggest, the most significant area of growth that I've experienced as a doubting person and as a questioning person.
I think that would have to be talking to God. So having that conversation with God, and I said talking to because that's how it's always been more of a focus. It's like a monologue as opposed to a dialogue. So being still and listening and having that conversation. I know a long time ago someone said to me that I should try and imagine Jesus sitting in my passenger seat, because I had a lot of driving when I was working, and I did that, but a lot of times it tended to be me talking and not so much listening. So I think that's the biggest growth area for me. Is it's not just a corporate prayer or a set prayer, but just being able to listen and actually hear God. So that's been a huge impact.